And in we go again. We're going to continue seeing a ridiculous amount of weapon throws, I think. This matchup being Aiden versus Jelly. Jelly actually going to go to his tryhard Nye, and Aiden's going to be playing Orion, who still has the same sort of lance weapon throw control option on top of having spear, which is also sort of capable of the same thing. So we'll see if he's really been favoring the weapon throw stuff. Maybe that's why he wants to switch over.
Oh, so Axo confirms that is actually Daiku, not Daiku. So it's Daiku. That makes it a lot easier to say. Thank you, Axo. So Daiku, we'll be seeing his match later. We have Jellyfish. Weapon toss comes out and recovery. Jellyfish goes up for that D. Like, it gets a side air actually, and Aiden Pierce tossing the lance downward, dodges through that side stick. I love that players have recognized that, like Spear and Light, there's a lot of signatures that you can actually avoid and get a good punish off by dodging through it.
That might send him in, just barely able to dodge through it. The neutral light almost hitting him into the mine, but both players are nearing kill percent. Jellyfish actually finding a throw combo with guitars, funnily enough.
Side stick comes out as Aiden Pierce goes in for that down stick. Jellyfish picks up the guitars once again. Both players nearing kill percent. Within the first minutes, he tossed the guitars into the platform. I assume it meant for that to go into his enemy, but he gets a sidelight into a side air, and Aiden Pierce loses the first stock as Jellyfish runs away with his lead.
Yep, that was a good little edge guard unarmed from Jellyfish, and now he's just gonna go off with this insane guitar stuff. Finds a bit of unarmed damage too. Eats a bomb, but it was actually placed so that he would land into the island, which takes most of the force away. So if he doesn't die yet, throw recovery still not killing.
Doesn't kill either, and Jellyfish gets a D-Light Stare, and Aiden's brought to the orange. Oh my gosh, he recovered him into the weapon toss and got a ground pound.
Oh my goodness gracious, that was beautiful. Jellyfish, okay, so initially it was just a weapon throw into recovery, and that's fine. But then when he realized it was going to land into the weapon, he instantly queued up that ground pound because he knew where that weapon throw was going to send him. And so he just extended that combo. And that's what I was talking about when I was watching Crocky play, with just extending the unarmed combos when you see you're going to land something into a weapon. And Jellyfish doing it beautifully.
Jellyfish getting even more unarmed combos on Aiden here. And Aiden gets that silent in there, gets that reverse end sig, and actually brings Jellyfish in the orange, but that's how little damage Jellyfish is taking on the stock. He sees a side air into recovery, tries to go for a ground pound follow-up, but Jellyfish having no problem fighting with his fists as he dodges out of the way of another attack. The mine is dropped. Aiden tosses it towards Jelly. Jelly puts the spear into the mine and actually hits it into Aiden Pierce, tries to get a recovery follow-up, but Aiden interrupts that with a side air. Aiden Pierce trying to take the second stock from Jellyfish, but Jellyfish is trying to get a two stock. He sees the side light, falling stare, ground pound comes out. Aiden's on the bottom of the stage, hits his head, and he's probably dead.
Yeah, and that's it. Jellyfish takes the game with a 2-stock lead over Aiden Pierce. Jelly really just showing off what he's here to do. Really cool throw combos, even with guitars. Like that's not something you see. People using guitars for throw combos.
Jellyfish will use whatever hitbox he has, whether it's a small guitar hitbox, a horn, whatever he has at his disposal, he will throw at you, and he will combo off of it.
Jellyfish switching it up to Roland. It's already updated. And Aiden Pierce on Roland as well. Jellyfish reading that Roland switch coming up from Pearson. No longer on Orion. We're going to be seeing a little bit more of a serious game from Aiden and a less, well, I don't want to say less serious game from Jellyfish, but whenever I don't see him on Queen Nai, I feel like, you know, things are happening. 3, 2, 1, brawl!
Okay, so in we go. Jellyfish actually switching over to Sir Roland to match Aiden Pierce's Sir Roland. Playing the white Sir Roland versus the black.
Goes down into Aiden Pierce, tries to go for a little bit more damage. And Jellyfish finding another end light. Aiden taking a lot of damage, finally gets a lance combo, but that bomb will actually even things up really quickly as Jellyfish is brought closer to the orange, but still Jellyfish having a lead. These lances are just everywhere as he's tossing them up over and over again, juggling these black lances in his hands, and he's actually...
It's actually impossible to approach double lance getting juggled like that unarmed. So Jellyfish had to get the lance, and even then he was still struggling to find a way in. Double juggling lance is sort of vulnerable to getting smacked in the face when they're throwing, because there is a 10-frame startup for that, but you can see Jellyfish isn't really finding that opening, perhaps a little unexperienced with punishing this sort of playstyle.
Aiden tossing the weapon into Jellyfish. Jelly Gets that down.
Finds a down sig. Doesn't
Sense.
kill though.
Aiden flying. Aiden nearly in kill percent. Tries to go for cider and actually gets hit by the fully charged recovery. Aiden charging that all the way up. Tries to go for down sig. If he reversed that, that probably would have hit him. Jellyfish throwing out the horse doesn't actually get connected with, or punished rather, and Aiden Pierce. Both players are in kill percent. Goes for that haymaker, gets punched by an end light. Aiden charges up the end sig. Bomb in hand. Doesn't get Aiden, but Aiden gets punished by the end light anyways. Both players at kill percent, trying to do whatever they can to be able to end the stock. And wow, there's the horn combo that you're talking about. Ground pound comes out from Jelly, and it doesn't actually kill, but wow, that was kind of cool.
Ground pound just doesn't do much here. Aiden's already deep into kill percent. You really want to be throwing out a kill move there. It was a great move to get some extra damage.
And Silent comes out, I mean Cider rather, but Jellyfish still doesn't die. Weapon tosses are going up, and Aiden Pierce throws out the recovery. Doesn't opt to punish the
Cider
landing,
kills.
and the Cider does it.
Alright, so Cider kills. That was an awesome horn combo by Jellyfish. Let's see if he can do anything with this stock before losing it, since he too is very deep into the red and then there. Finishes it. He gets like a single dare, which did like 15 damage. 18, sorry.
Weapon toss comes out. There's a little bit more damage than Jelly. Jelly gets hit by that side light in there, and Jellyfish pulling out the sword. I feel like he wants to show with the lance, but still trying to do the best that he can. He gets that dare. Just goes for the nair follow-up, doesn't work out, and an end light comes out. Goes for that down sig. Aiden not getting hit by it. Weapon toss is exchanged, and both players are trading rather evenly, with Aiden taking a little bit more damage than Jellyfish as he goes in for that down sig. End light comes out. D-light Sair puts Aiden deeper into the orange. Weapon toss is dodged, but Jellyfish fails to punish as he misses that down sig and gets hit by a D-light Sair.
Okay, so very close so far. Jelly has a bit of a lead. Aiden's very close to kill percent. I think a signature would finish it right now. He goes for a down sig, but doesn't connect. Throw, recovery. Aiden getting starved a bit now. And sidelight recovery doesn't finish it? Wow. Aiden has a ton of damage on him.
Recovery comes out, but the Cider will finish it. Definitely. It sounded like he could have dodged to save
He
himself.
did. No, yeah, what he did was he dared, but what people sometimes forget is that dare has startup frames, or more startup frames than dodge. So he would have survived if he went for a dodge instead of a dare to bring himself back. A little unfortunate there, but again, Jellyfish has a bit of a chance to gain an advantage here. Gets a nice weapon spawn.
Aiden waiting patiently for a weapon to spawn. Gets the sword. The down air immediately follows up as Jellyfish responds with a down air of his own. Weapon toss comes out. Both players trying to get some damage, and Jellyfish nearing kill percent. But Aiden's got a little bit to go. I don't think a D-Light Sair will kill Jellyfish at this point, but it might. There comes out, sends Jellyfish into the air as Aiden, pulling onto the sword, tries to get an end light, doesn't work out, and Jellyfish is extending this lead a little bit longer as he gets a D-Light Sair. Jellyfish forced to dodge past the bomb. Aiden Pierce decides not to guard the ledge, and Jellyfish actually gets that down air, recovers, and gets hit by the lance into a side air.
Yeah. And the weapon throw connects on to Jellyfish, and the recovery follow-up gets the kill. Jellyfish still does have a bit of a damage lead here, but can he find the weapon? He does. Aiden getting smacked by a throw combo. So many throw combos.
Jellyfish. Whoever guys gets that side air into a recovery. Jellyfish lands with the side air. Aiden Pierce trying to do his best with this sword. He like comes out. Jellyfish hits him with the end light and putting it even closer into the red. That horse is punished by the side air, and Aiden Pierce gets hit by the weapon toss recovery.
Oh!
GC Haymaker! Jellyfish with the creative throw combos as he goes in for that reverse end sig. Doesn't quite connect, but Aiden Pierce is so close to kill percent now. Spike ball connects, goes for the side air. Spike ball again. Aiden Pierce desperately trying to get his lead back as he gets hit by a side air. Jellyfish trying to end the stock and lands with a dive kick into an end light. He's actually doing a good job of not losing his stock here, but so much will kill him.
That side air, or side light actually throwing Aiden quite far. Jelly is going for a lot of flashy kills, and he gets punished for it, yeah.
That GC side sig, Jellyfish was feeling himself a little too much and actually lost the game because of that. And
I hate watching stuff like that, man. Jelly, like, had that game in
if
the
he
bag.
took that game, guaranteed 2-0, guaranteed money. Like, that's the thing. He tried to make a highlight reel out of something that probably would have gotten him a little bit of pocket change. And Aiden Pierce takes the game. Jellyfish switches it up to Asuri. Doesn't even decide to stay on this Roland, and that GC side sig actually does it.
And then he goes for a gravity cancel disco
3, 2,
at when
1,
he's already in orange. Like that's just not necessary, man. Ugh.
Alright, so Jellyfish only got the sword now. Deciding to go in a game 3 against Aiden Pierce and gets that unlight. D-Light Cider comes out and Jellyfish hits him with the nair.
Looks like Jellyfish might have decided to try hard. We'll see. Jellyfish does have the sword versus Aiden's sword, and so far has a small advantage, but nothing significant yet.
Aiden
It's a
manages
bomb
to,
and it connects.
I was going to say Aiden manages to disarm Jellyfish, but that bomb connecting with Aiden Pierce's disadvantage too. There's a lot of damage, being closer to the red. Jellyfish pulling on the sword, goes for that nice platform side sig trick that we saw connect earlier on within this tournament. And Jellyfish manages to continue his lead as he hits that side air, goes for a ground pound reposition. Recovery, doesn't kill off the top, but brings Aiden that much closer to kill percentage. He falls to the nair and will hit him with another recovery. No, Cider comes out. Aiden Pierce struggling to get any damage in as the guitar throw stops that end sig, and that side sig doesn't connect. Aiden gets a nice reverse side sig once again. Aiden with those side sigs always very consistent.
Jelly hits a side air, but doesn't get a follow-up. Tries to get a recovery. Man, that was a good attempted edge guard. It covered most of Aiden's options, but Aiden found a way back. And Jellyfish is struggling to find a kill onto Aiden right now. That might finish Jelly off. Not quite enough damage to get put into the mine. But he hits a throw combo, and Aiden is looking like he might be the one taking the first stock.
And air comes out as Jellyfish recovers high, holding onto the sword, tries to go for a cider, but that sidelight, wow, that recovery killing him off the top, and Jellyfish having to lead the entire time, just lost the first stock.
Yep. Jelly continues to search for this signature kill, instead finds a neutral 8 to recovery. Aiden does not have a weapon. We'll see if Jellyfish... I mean, Jellyfish in general is really good at weapon starving, but when it spawns up there, it's so hard to guard it. He got a free nair out of it, but that's perhaps not enough damage.
Bomb goes up high, actually deactivates on that platform. Jellyfish gets it into Aiden's face, so that's a good way of being able to take the lead back once again, but kind of worried for Jelly because he's been getting these damage leads, and then Aiden Pierce just ends up taking the stock as he's landed on 2 in-airs in a row. Aiden Pierce is taking advantage of 4 landings as it brings him into the orange. Weapon actually still connects with Jellyfish, and he gets that side air, puts the weapon down, Crockett Ball tossed away. Aiden doesn't manage to pick up that lance once again, and Jellyfish, hit by the tail end of that nair, is brought into kill percent, and that weapon toss and recovery will almost seal Jellyfish's fate on his second stock.
Alright, Jelly picks up a sword. Has taken quite a bit of a damage deficit at this point. Finds a throw combo which helps a bit. But Aiden's still not in kill percent, and he is, so...
Jellyfish charges up that haymaker. Aiden just tossing the lance up, and he gets that sidelight recovery. That's it. That's another stock killed by the recovery. He deactivates that mine, picks the lance back up, and Aiden Pierce has a solid stock lead over Jellyfish now. He's only in the orange. Jellyfish picking up the guitars, not really finding anything too fancy. The nair, D-Light doesn't get the recovery follow-up, and Aiden Pierce being brought closer to kill percent. Tries to go for that end stake. Doesn't work out, and Aiden has the opportunity to extend his lead here.
How does Jelly kill Aiden from here? Lance just has so much range, it's super difficult for Katars to get in onto.
Downer comes out,
throws him
D-Light,
away.
down air. Aiden Pierce goes for that end sig. Jellyfish goes for a side air as well as he has the guitars in hand. Side sig thrown out. Nearly gets hit by that bomb, and he still isn't ending the stock from Aiden Pierce. Aiden is getting little damage in here and there, and that's totally what he needs. Sidelight comes out, Jellyfish hits that nair as well. Aiden Pierce making a showing on the Sir Roland.
Jelly cannot find any kills right now. He finds a nair, but he didn't get enough damage on beforehand. That doesn't kill yet. The Sair might. Jelly does get the kill. He is already in super deep yellow, though. About to turn to orange. There it is. Aiden
Goes up
can end
high,
this at
Jelly
any
doesn't
point.
get it, and he tries to go for a guitar string, but it ends up dropping it. Down airs, being tossed out. D-Light, down air, side light comes out, but doesn't work out, and Jellyfish is getting this guitar string, tries to carry him beneath the stage, but Aiden knows how to recover against the likes of guitars as he gets hit by a weapon toss, but still not taking too much damage here. The weapon tosses are exchanged. Down air puts Jellyfish into the orange off the stage, punishes that end light with a side air, and Jellyfish trying to make this comeback as possible as he gets a D-Light recovery. Aiden's actually
Jelly
brought
playing
closer to the
really
red.
good now. Jelly has taken has just started playing way better for the past 30 seconds or so, and
Dodges
continues.
beneath that bomb. Up and toss recovery puts
players.
Jellyfish to the kill percent. Aiden
Yep.
Pierce. Oh,
The side sig rod! Aiden doesn't expect it. Nobody expects that. Who does that?
I don't know. Aiden